This is probably the first time in a long time that I was like completely wrong.
Mm.
But I'm like almost pleased to be wrong.
Okay.
Um, I was wrong. You know, and then I'm not wrong from the fact I didn't know Lamont Roach was capable because I've seen him come in the amateurs. He's around the same age. I've seen um, the good things he's done as a professional. Um, but he rose his game up just a little bit more. He performed at a level that I don't know if he can even perform that well again. You know,
Mm.
um, he was almost like he was almost perfect. He was almost perfect last night. Uh, man, he looked good, man. He was countering effectively. His feet was always in position. His hand was always in position. He was able to have enough speed to be able to match Gervonta explosiveness. He had enough power to keep Gervonta honest. Um, his body looked good. He looked like he rehydrated great. He looked at focus. He didn't look scared. He had a great performance. And I was talking to Brett last night before I had went to sleep, and I'm like, I told her, Brett, I'm like, I almost feel like that reminded me of the Roy Jones Tarver fight,
Hmm.
the first one. Different result. Roy came out with a victory in that first fight, but everybody thought it was a robbery and they had to run it back. But I'm like, it's almost like that fight because, bro, he looked like everything about him looked like it gave Gervonta Davis a problem. You know what I'm saying? Everything about him, everything he was doing seemed even his demeanor seemed like he was getting to Gervonta. Gervonta couldn't seem to stay focused in the fight. It was everything about it felt weird from like the moment the bell rung. And you start seeing the move. I think that's the, you know, I'm a me and Gervonta. I'm cool with Gervonta. Um, I'm a fan of his. You know, but that guy might be like might be a kryptonite of his. It almost looked like that because it didn't, and maybe it was something else too. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it was almost as if Roach has his number. Like he knows too much about him. He knows, even though Tank does some explosive stuff and he does some tricky stuff. It seemed like he just knew everything he was gonna do. Even his counters, he was able to counter back. He would lead. Gervonta would counter. He would counter back. Or while he was rolling out, he knew where he was going to be, and he would throw a jab and like disrupt the momentum. Um, that was a good fight by both guys. Both guys looked good. I think we were just surprised how good Lamont looked,
Mm.
but I think that Tank took it well though. At the
The
end,
draw.
yeah, yeah, nah, yeah, he showed. You definitely could see,
Maturity.
he's definitely mature. He took it. He didn't make any excuses for why things happen. He just, he gave Lamar his props and he want to run it back. I guess that's what they're gonna do.
Mm. Is that fight now per se the number one fight you want to see Tank in now?
I don't know if the number one fight we I want to see next, but it's definitely his legacy is on the line. Um, I feel like he needs to fight him again to show everybody that he just had an off night. Um,
Tell me why his legacy is on the line.
just because as great as Lamar Roach looked, he wasn't Lamar Roach was not looked at as the top 135 pounder, 140, one pounder.
130 pounder. He was the top
But I'm
130
talking about
pounder.
amongst the people that we talk about, because we talk about T.O. He's 140. You talk about, yeah, amongst all the guys, he was not on anybody's radar. So now you had a bad performance against somebody that wasn't on the radar. You kind of gotta like clean that up. Um, But now with those Lamont Roach in the mix of everything, like, do we want to see Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson? Do we want to see Lamont Roach and Keyshawn Davis? Do we want to see Lamont Roach and Teofimo Lopez? Um, Ryan Garcia, even, you know? Do we want to? Do you want to see that? I think Lamont Roach, obviously rose his stock.
Mm. Yeah, definitely rose the stock for sure. Um, you know, what do you think about Tank not wanting the rematch right away?
Um, they said the grease was an excuse. Nah, I wouldn't consider that an excuse because he didn't he didn't say that's why his performance was bad. They asked him about a certain instance, like a certain part in the fight, and he described what happened. I mean, you ask him what happened, he's gonna tell you what happened.
Yeah, he took a
Yeah,
knee.
yeah, that, and he did. I mean, that wasn't called for. He shouldn't have did that. That's not what you do when there's something like that happens. Um, uh, and that should have been knocked down.
So you have long hair. You put product on your hair.
Yeah.
How would took it if you had
Well,
some grease in your eye?
all right. So when it happens is like this. When I get my hair differently when I fight, opposed to because it
But he
does
had it
happen.
done like yours, that it comes
Yeah,
down.
he actually has it done exactly like how I got my hair. Um, and I wouldn't fight like the way that my hair is now.
You
You know what
wouldn't
I'm
do
saying?
that.
I wouldn't because it does like in sparring I tie it back. So I get my hair and I tie it back, and because it could. I mean, it's grease in your hair. It can get into, and but when I get my hair done for a fight, I don't use any grease in my hair, and I don't use any product in my hair. I just get it done just to keep it out my face, and I braid it back because that could become a problem, as if you have hair. So I mean, it happens. I've had it. It
I mean,
happened.
we seen Amanda Serrano. She
I
pulled out
mean,
of a fight because of it. Remember?
I've had sparring where that kind of thing happens. You know what I mean? You gotta be careful. Trying to look good and fight. It's a certain way you got to go about it. But I've had it happen. So, for me, I don't. I braid my hair back and I keep it out my face. And his if it bothered him, that doesn't mean anything. Like that was part of preparation for the fight. You know what I mean? Your hair, your look, you can't blame the attire for why you had a problem. Like when Deontay Wilder came in with that heavy suit when he fought Tyson Fury and he gave me that use that is part of preparation. Everything that you do is part of the preparation before the fight. It's not an excuse for him. It's
Hmm.
not an excuse at all. So I think you know that might have been that might be something he might clean up. Something he might change if it was bothering him that much. But yeah, that wasn't this. I wouldn't consider that an excuse. It was a little funny how he said it, and people gonna joke about it because people are not gonna understand. Like I think the most annoying thing about going to the fights is that everybody at the fights don't know shit about boxing. So like
It
the
gets
fighting
annoying,
is
right?
it's the spectacle is great. The fans is it makes it more fun. But as a fan of the boxing, watching it, I hate when listening to everybody like commentate because nobody really watching the fight. They just waiting for something to happen, and it's kind of like a little annoying because I'll be locked in, you
Yeah.
know, and even a little commentary like I heard some things around like Lamont is Tank let Lamont look good so that Lamont can get his name up because they're friends. Tank
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
knock
yeah.
Tank didn't knock him out because they're friends. Tank didn't knock him. Tank didn't do what he wanted to
Carried
do
him.
because
He carried him.
he didn't want him. He didn't want no what that shit. That's not how this game works. That's not how his game works. If they friends, the only thing that he did that is only thing that he did that was a favor for him was get him paid to fighting.
Mm.
But if you in a ring with somebody, Tank would have been happy knocking him out. Tank would did it with a smile on his face. Then he would have woke up and they would have been friends again. He wasn't able to do that last night, not because of he didn't want to. It was because Roach had different plans, and he looked great, man. He looked really good. I'm impressed. I'm just shocked, but I'm happily shocked, like because I'm happily wrong for this. You know, I'm happily wrong because he looked good. He looked really good, now we got a new player in the sport. It kind of spices things up a little bit for that division for boxing. And when new stars are born like that overnight, it's always good. So Lamont Roach is now a player in the game, and and he's able to prove himself. And now look at us. Now we got different matchups. We can play